So I promised you that I would be giving a part 2 to the basic combat training video. So here it is. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment below. And let's go ahead and get started on this video. The other things that you want to keep in mind is making sure that you're intentional about like the friends that you choose. The friends that you choose in basic training are going to be really important because you can go through a lot mentally because you're away from your family. You know, you're in a training environment. You're constantly going. Your phone, you don't have your phone, not ever, not very rarely. So every battalion is different, but for us specifically, we were allowed our phone for 30 minutes every Sunday. By the time the 30 minutes is up, it goes by so fast. So you just want to keep in mind that you're going to have to bear some mental struggles while you're there, but you'll get through it. And the point is, for training is to get you in and out and for them to break you down out of the civilian mindset so that you're prepared to be a United States soldier. You're also gonna, have the ability to write your family and things like that. So you're gonna really miss them. But make sure you bond with people. Make sure you treat people with respect, obviously, because I know some people can be a little reckless out here in these streets. So with their mouth, right? So you want to make sure that you're, talking properly, not to just the drill sergeants, but your counterparts also. That's really, really important. And just showing kindness because some days are very, very trying. At nighttime, you also will have CQ. So CQ or night guard is essentially when they make you get up 1 hour every night and you have shifts. And you watch essentially the area of entrance of anyone coming in, because the drill sergeants come in at nighttime to check on us, to make sure everyone's accounted for, to make sure everyone's living, make sure nobody doesn't cuss nobody out, make sure that everyone's supposed to be doing what they're supposed to do, making sure that no one's having a party, just making sure that everything's dressed right, child, okay? But it's a lot of fun if you really get into it and you are a very bubbly person, outgoing person, you can make a lot of great friends. And if at any point you ever feel just down or anything like that, they have chaplains and things for us to talk to. Like they have chaplain based off of like the religion and things like that. They have church services that we can attend based on our faith. And they were willing to make accommodations. Or if there's time that you need to set aside to pray, you can, ask a drill sergeant to step aside so that you're able to do those things and conduct your prayer, things like that. Whatever religion you are, they are more than willing to accommodate things like that because they understand people are going through things. And then obviously if there's emergencies, we have to call home. You want to make sure that you tell your drill sergeant as soon as possible, or if there's any money issues, so that they can make accommodations or see how they can work with you or figure out a solution for whatever issue that you might be going through, because life happens. You have to take responsibility for other people's mishaps. Every time something happens, you will be taking responsibility. So when someone's late to formation, everyone gets affected by it, not just you. If you mess up, the whole formation or everybody in that platoon will be affected by it. So everything that you do, you want to make sure you pay keen attention to and that you're actually grasping what the drill sergeants are saying, because at any moment's notice, if you do something improperly, everything is constantly critiqued and corrected at moment's notice when you mess up. So you got to get used to that. You're going to have to gain some tough skin. You can't say your drill sergeant's name. So when you say your drill sergeant, you say drill sergeant told me, blah, 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 blah. But you never want to say your drill sergeant's name. That is a big no-no in basic training, at least when I went. And I know that's probably still a thing, but you just want to keep that in mind because, child, I messed up a lot of times. But listen, I'm still on the other side and I still graduated, so I'm here. You'll also have no privacy and you'll be in a bay full of about 25 to 30, if not more, females in one huge open room with beds everywhere and an open floor. So you just want to keep that in mind. Like, you're sharing this space with a lot of different women, and there's a lot of people with different opinions, people that, sometimes want to be loud, sometimes you just gonna have to adapt. The biggest thing is adapting, right? and you may come into a setting where you don't like where you're living at. I know the struggle, but you're just gonna have to push through so that you can get to the goal that you have. And when you talk to a drill sergeant, it's a one-way conversation, by the way. I just want to tell you, because I thought it was a two-way conversation, and it's not a two-way conversation. It's a one-way conversation at all times. If they tell you something, yes, drill sergeant. It's never no drill sergeant unless you're obviously answering a question. It's always yes, drill sergeant. If they tell you to do something, or if they accuse you of something, or whatever it is, as long as it's not something morally wrong or something that you justifiably know without a shadow of doubt that it's something that is against regulation. Now, if it's just like a general thing, and let's say you don't want to do it, it's always yes, drill sergeant. It's always yes, drill sergeant. Just put that in your mind even before you go, yes, drill sergeant. And anytime you say a sentence, it's always drill sergeant, drill sergeant, drill sergeant, thank you, drill sergeant. I have something to tell you, drill sergeant. How was your day? Everything has to start with drill sergeant. When you talk to a drill sergeant, there's a certain way you're supposed to stand, all these formalities. So just keep that in mind. Now, the last part of this video, I just want to talk about the different phases. The first phase is going to be yellow phase. And this is for the quarantine phase. It used to start with red phase, but because of COVID, they've changed some things. Now, this is from when I went. So I don't know when they're going to get rid of yellow phase, but as of right now, for what I know, following COVID guidelines, it starts with yellow phase, which is a quarantine phase where they separate the males and the females into different platoons. Once yellow phase is over, then they join us back all together, and then that's when everything starts. Because then when they join us all together, that's when the real fraternizing starts. Because people want to try to find their boo. Don't go to basic training to find your boo or to find your husband. Stay focused. Yellow phase is the first phase that you start off with. Then from there is your red phase, much more rigorous and things like that. Then from there it's white phase and then blue phase. So during yellow phase, it's your quarantine phase. They're ensuring that you're learning the basics of the pep drill, customs and courtesies, how to talk to a drill sergeant, how not to talk to a drill sergeant, correcting you on everything that you're doing wrong, but they're not as harsh because they know that you're still learning. You're not really getting any corrective training at that time because during that time, it's just the entry setting of things. So you're not really getting a whole lot of corrective training or anything like that. You're just mainly verbally being told this is what you need to do, right? And the next phase is going to be red phase. So red phase is where they heighten things up. You're getting corrective training. I expect you now to learn to have known what is right and what is wrong. And anytime you don't do something right, the prep drill and all the things that you learn with the workouts and things like that, they're called preparatory drills, conditioning drills, things like that. But they're essentially like workouts. So when they say front lean and rest position, move, that means you get in the push-up position and they're about to do a cadence and be like 1, 2, 3, 1. 1 means that's. I do want to inform you that while you're there, you will need to take 2 ACFTs during your time. Be sure to look it up. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, and goes on from there and there. And they can make you do 1,000,001 push-ups. I know that there's probably certain regulations that they have to follow, but I've done corrective training for a whole hour at some point, and you're literally exhausted, and everyone's going through it with you. It's not just you, it is everyone in your platoon, everybody and their mama. So it can be a lot. Let's see. So during red phase, they're really getting those bad habits out of you and being super strict, letting them know hey, I'm drill sergeant. Welcome. This is who I am. And your life is not your own anymore. I control it. That's pretty much what that phase is like. The next phase is going to be white phase, where you've kind of got the kinks out, you learned a lot, and now they're ready to introduce you to the more rigorous training of the physical rigorous training of it. So you'll go through field training exercise, FTX. And that essentially is where you go out and you'll do different battle drills. You'll learn different things like how to sleep in an outdoor environment, how to combat the enemy. There are 3 FTX training events: the hammer, the anvil, and the forge. The detailed things that you need to know about the movement in the Army. And during that phase, you'll be going to the range, learning how to shoot a weapon. You'll learn land nav, you'll learn 9-line and like medevac, medical stuff. You'll learn all that good stuff during that time frame. Then blue phase is when you bring everything together that you've learned, and they push you through this super intense training. So you'll also keep in mind that you'll be doing road marching and rucking. So rucking is when you put on a super heavy, they give you this gear. It's going to be military gear. And they give you this super heavy backpack, about 45 pounds, if not a little bit heavier. And you are to walk for miles and miles and miles on end without stopping. So at the end, you'll do a cumulative, which it's called the forge. You'll want to look it up. So it's essentially your graduation expectation so that you can graduate and leave. You don't really miss any of the major events because it can cause you to be set back. And that's no good. You want to make sure that you need to stick to so that you can graduate on time. It's really, really important because it's just vital, and it's really disappointing when you're down, when everyone's left and you're still there. It's like, child, what? I was supposed to be gone already. And if you have any questions about these different phases, please let me know. Now, there are 2 different positions that you can be in basic training. You can be platoon guide, and you can be an APG, which is an assistant platoon guide. Now, the PG and APG are essentially the second eyes to the drill sergeants, and they will help to guide the platoon and tell them what to do in regards to whatever the drill sergeants say. Essentially, that's what they are relaying to them. Now, after you've gotten to blue phase, you'll also be throwing a live grenade. That's pretty intense. Get prepared for that. That's pretty intense. And then once you graduate, immediately as you get from the forge, you'll go right into graduation. It's essentially like a 40-mile ruck, where you just rucking and you just don't give up, and you just get through that mental capacity of like, I will not give up. Like, I will always place the mission first. I will never accept defeat. I will never quit. I will never, all that. You'll learn all of that, child. Give me feedback on things that you would want to hear, things that you guys want me to give you feedback on, things that I've learned through just being in the military this time since I've gone to AIT. Now I'm at my first duty station. By the way, I meant to tell you guys, I'm stationed in South Korea. So I'm here. I've been here for a little while now, and I just want this process to be as seamless for you. So be sure to like, subscribe, comment, follow me on Instagram, and then go ahead and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Be looking forward to future videos, and I will see you guys on my next video. All right, child. Y'all have a good day.